Wenatchee is gorgeous in the spring with its lush green rolling hills, abundant wildflowers everywhere, and the views of the Columbia River. The local food scene offers an abundant selection of authentic international cuisines featuring the unique farm-fresh ingredients of the region. Wenatchee is also home to award-winning wines, handcrafted hard ciders, and a talented handful of local brewers producing fine craft beers. Visit Wenatchee, the heart of Washington State.
New on Curiosity Stream. Deformed trees, mutated wildlife, and no humans for miles. 10 years after the disaster at Fukushima, see what this irradiated ecosystem can teach us about nuclear fallout on Radioactive Forest. Plus, looking for the most diverse marine life on the planet? Dive into the Coral Triangle and experience a frenzy of wildlife you've got to see to believe on nature's greatest secret. It's all on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your driver's license is important so you can get back and forth to work, get your kids to school, and back and forth to daycare. If your license has been suspended because you can't pay your tickets, you can't do any of those things. Let's talk about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You may have heard the tickets cannot be discharged, but they can be dealt with in a Chapter 13 case. Why not come in for a free consultation? The chapter you choose will make all the difference to your getting back legally on the road. Let's design a plan to pay off your tickets and restore your license immediately. I'm attorney Travis Gagne. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. Pineapple Street Studios has just launched a new 8-part series podcast called My Fugitive. And it's the story of Howard Mechanic, a St. Louis college student who vanished after a riot left an Air Force building burned to the ground. And the podcast reveals new information from 150,000 documents declassified in the lawsuit.
Dude, the whole story about this is kind of crazy. I was just reading up on it. It's about this woman who was like 12 years old when the building was burned to the ground. And then she decides to find out whatever happened to the dude. And while trying to find out about what happened to the dude, she encounters like stories about like the guy that ended up killing Martin Luther King Jr., how the dude that she's trying to find changed his name and lived a different life. If you're a fan of like the true crime stuff, you're going to dig this one.
New episodes are available every week wherever you get your podcasts. But hey, why wait? Binge all the episodes now exclusively on the new Odyssey app. Odyssey is your audio home for all the podcasts, all the music, news, and sports that matter to you. Odyssey, that's Audacy. We got a 28-year-old dude in Tokyo, and last week he broke into a trading card store on the top floor of a 60-story building. He climbed onto the roof, tied a piece of rope to the railing, and dropped it over to the side, and then used the rope to rappel down the side of the building about 16 feet with no safety harness, broke the window of the store, and went inside. And he did all this. Why? He wanted to steal some Pokemon cards. And look, Pokemon cards are going crazy.
Is this the premise to a new podcast series called My Pokemon?
Yeah. Dude, it's nuts. If you go to any Target store or whatever, they got signs up. I guess there's something going on in the world of Pokemon where people are going nuts over cards that are being released or, lately or whatever. My buddies at Zula's Board Game Cafe say that is the hot new item as far as like that's what they're selling out of and that's what people want a whole bunch of. And this guy willing to break into a joint 6 stories up. And how about this? He breaks in, but he doesn't even take the more valuable Pokemon cards. Like, he apparently didn't know what the hell he was doing.
Oh, okay. Weird.
Yeah, he got away with about $9,100 worth of cards, another $2,400 in cash.
And he was getting it for someone like in his family, like as a gift or something? That seems kind of weird.
Well, he did get caught. They had security camera footage, and he told them that he stole the cards to pay off a debt and, quote, I was in my high school's rock climbing club, so I was not afraid of heights.
See, so people do learn stuff from high school.
Yeah.
Did you bring up Pokemon? I just saw somebody shared like a meme and it just cracked me up, because like I guess there was for a brief period of time there was like some of the hot spots for the Pokemon game were at gentlemen's clubs. So people were going to gentlemen's clubs. Nice. So there's a gentlemen's club by the name of Vixens. I don't know where it is, but we need to visit it because it says rare Pokemon in the VIP room and it's a big sign outside of their building. And then the name of that Pokemon card or the Pokemon is Asclepius.
Of course it is. Yeah, it is. Wow, that's an interesting look. I wonder what that Pokemon looks like.
And the person on Reddit said, my strip club knows what's up.
Got to catch them all, including Asclepius.
Speaking of, did you guys see that there was a Pokemon card that sold for over $300,000?
Wow.
This was a card I think my brother had, but he didn't have it in mint condition. He didn't. It was, not a shiny though. It's the Charizard card, the old school one.
Damn.
It was ridiculous.
And I don't know what's going on. I don't follow Pokemon. As a Magic the Gathering player, I turn my nose up or down or whatever, however it is. I just look at people with a very condescending look when they say they play Pokemon. But it is flying off the shelves. Something, I don't know what they've done lately that people want to buy everything, but Target's like, you can only buy just a limited amount of each. It's like worse than toilet paper. Yeah. It's like there's toilet paper on the shelf, but no Pokemon cards on the shelf. It's really bizarre, unless people are wiping.
People are using the Pokemon cards as toilet paper.
Maybe that's what's happening.
Yeah, it's expensive TP.
I feel very old right now because there's an article that says the thirst for vintage Pokemon cards. They came out when I was a kid. How are they vintage?
Well, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, Vicky, that is, you
20 years ago wasn't that long ago.
That's what happens.
You're vintage, Vicky.
Someone said the new Charizard. That one. It's going for like $300 already. And I guess recent Target stores they have some Animal Crossing cards for Nintendo that are selling out in seconds.
Yeah. Yeah, if you do any of that stuff, it really seems like because of the NFTs and all that weird stuff and Bitcoin and everything, it just reminds me of the 90s with comic books where they were putting out all these crazy variant covers and even like Beanie Babies. They're like, people are like, they're going to collect all these things and they're going to pay for their kids' college. And that's not usually how that ends up.
Yeah.
I used to get into the Pokemon cards for a bit, but not because I actually liked Pokemon. It was just because all of my friends were collecting them. And I think I still have like a book of Pokemon cards somewhere at my mom's house.
Dude, you could be like a millionaire.
I need to find them because I don't know what ones I actually had or anything.
You might have, you might have a gold mine on your hands.
It would be
He's
amazing.
absolutely right, Danny. You better find that book before your mom just decides to get rid of it or give it away.
Oh, no, she's not allowed to throw anything out. I've told her that a million times, and she gets really mad at me about it.
Yeah.
I still have probably about 300 Pogs from my elementary school days. It's great.
So it's the 25th anniversary of Pokemon. That's why things are coming up so much right now.
But still, I don't know what the heck they're making that people are just basically taking them off the shelves. That's nuts. But yeah, good for them. That's Hasbro. That's why Hasbro paid big money for Wizards of the Coast, is because they wanted those Pokemon cards, and they're making big money again. Sylvester Stallone, Steve, your boy.
More like my man. He's too young to be called. Too old to be called my boy.
My boy.
He's your man.
Like 70. Is he 80? How old is Sylvester Stallone now, I wonder?
I think he's close to, you may be right about that.
I'm guessing 80.
He's got to be close to 80 since Shatter
You're
just
very
turned 90.
close. Yeah, 78 years old.
Wow.
Wait, no, that was Sly
74.
Stone. Yeah, that's Sly Stone. Sorry.
He's 74?
Yeah, 74.
All right,
So he's got another fight in him.
Yeah, he's probably mad at you for saying he's close to 80. He's closer to 70 than 80.
Yeah. I don't think at this point he's really going to be mad at me for anything. He's living a pretty good life.
Yeah.
And he's playing a shark in the new Suicide Squad.
Is he?
Yeah, he's King Shark.
Like, is he a cartoon or something?
He's kind of like a CGI shark.
Oh.
He's the voice. I would imagine he's actually not doing much. Which, by the way, everyone is going crazy over that particular trailer that came out, the new Suicide Squad by James Gunn, which, of course, I love James Gunn as a director, so I'm excited.
We have audio of him as the shark.
Oh, yeah?
How you doing?
Wow, he's a New York shark. All right. Oh, there it is. All right. I don't need to see Suicide Squad. I've seen it all.
Yep. Spoiler alert.
So Sly posted some handwritten notes for a Rocky TV show that he's developing for a streaming network. He says it will be a prequel, which will be set in the 60s.
Please tell me he's playing young Sly Stallone, because that'll make me so happy.
That would be so good.
They can deep fake it, right?
Yeah. Or get someone else to play it, but have him voice the part. So he has, that to match the voices. Because, voice is so iconic.
Yeah, it's who played his kid though? Didn't Vilo Ventimiglia? However you say his name?
Milo, yeah.
He had a couple people play his kid.
Yeah, so that guy. I don't know if he's too old now, but Vilo. Or, how do you say his name, Vicky?
Vio.
I thought it was.
It's Milo Ventimiglia.
Yeah, him too.
That too.
Yeah, so Milo definitely. If Milo's still considered young enough, maybe he could play the part. Because the guy's
didn't his son play the part also at one point, like Sage Stallone?
Oh, I have no idea, but boy, that if his son Sage is an actor, then this would probably be the
Sage passed away. So, but I think he played it.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know, but he's got 10 episodes, few seasons. He says that, how about this? He goes, and it's going to need a few seasons to really get to the heart of the characters in their younger years. And in the note, Sly writes, quote, imagine a time machine that will simply transport us back to the origins of Rocky, a cinematic world brimming with characters that have been beloved by people for nearly 5 decades. That's a great pitch meeting right there.
Did he say cinematic world? We're going to get like the Rocky cinematic universe.
I'm in.
The RCU.
Because, I mean, we could then also watch young Apollo, young Clubber Lang, young Drago, young Thunderlips.
And we kind of already have it with Creed, don't we?
Well, that's his son.
Not Rocky's son.
No, but I know, but I mean, like, the universe is already established.
It has been established, yes.
It's already a thing.
I guess you're right.
Thanos will be Creed's big opponent in the next Creed movie.
And then coming 2030, there'll be a Rocky Land. You know how they're like Disneyland's making like the Marvel Land?
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Do we think that there's enough there that enough people care?
No, I don't know if there is, but I do, so that's enough.
Yeah,
that's all. That's all he needs is just Steve for Rocky Land. That's it.
Maybe not for Rocky Land, but I think for a Rocky prequel, I think he'll do really good.
Yeah, I mean, Cobra Kai has shown that, old stuff is kicking in, and you get a bunch of new people. That way younger folks will dig it. Steve, it's going to be interesting to see if they can make you happy, but still make a whole younger audience happy that maybe doesn't know a whole lot or doesn't care a whole lot about Rocky.
Yeah, they could win over some new fans.
Yeah, in order to do that, you're going to have to Cobra Kai it up a little bit, because there's a lot of great young people that are in Cobra Kai, in spite of just the old dudes.
That's true. It's very true.
So, all right, well, there you go. That's Rocky Rocky could be a TV show. And look, there's so many streaming services. How does somebody not pick this up? Somebody's got to.
I have a feeling that he'll be in the middle of a bidding war for this.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, the Rocky franchise is still huge. There's still enough people out there that are going to be like, I need to see this, and I will get whatever streaming service it's going to be on. So I think a Hulu or a Netflix are probably going to go head to head for the rights to something like this.
Okay. We'll see. I was expecting maybe Peacock or Paramount Plus. One of the ones that are really maybe even HBO Max. Somebody that's trying to get you might do it.
No, you're right. It could be one of those.
Which wouldn't be bad. I mean, a lot of those, they could use something like Rocky to boost them up, that's for sure. Here's a question for you. Why did a woman need to post a note asking her neighbors to stop watching porn? Yeah, it was for an odd reason, and I'll tell you all about it at 8:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Wenatchee is gorgeous in the spring with its lush green rolling hills, abundant wildflowers everywhere, and the views of the Columbia River. The local food scene offers an abundant selection of authentic international cuisines featuring the unique farm-fresh ingredients of the region. Wenatchee is also home to award-winning wines, handcrafted hard ciders, and a talented handful of local brewers producing fine craft beers. Visit Wenatchee, the heart of Washington State. $20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too-big-to-fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
New on Curiosity Stream. With superior armies comes superior weapons. How has innovation mechanized the battlefield? From bullets to battleships and everything in between. It's machinery of warfare. Plus, from the gross to the gourmet. See how that in-flight meal lands on your tray table. On secrets of your airline food. It's all on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Over the weekend, a couple of parents named Don and Josh were watching TV at their home in Scotland when they heard mysterious moaning from their baby daughter River's bedroom. Yeah.
They were turtles.
Like that.
Wow.
So mom was like, what the hell? She went in to investigate. And she said their 5-month-old kid was sleeping, but there was a lot of noisy sounds, and she was afraid the kid was going to wake up. And she knew right off the bat these noisy sounds were from an adult film, and they were coming through the kid's Bluetooth device.
Oh. Weird. Oh, yeah, because you could kind of I had that happen in my old house where if I want to beam something to my TV, I could also beam it to my neighbor's TV. And I always debated if I wanted to mess with them because it gave me their TV as an option.
Yeah.
And I never did it, but because I didn't know them. If I knew them, I would troll them all the time.
Don said, quote, when I went through, I was like, oh my God, yeah, I know what this was. It's a nightlight. So it's like a little nightlight that puts stars on the ceiling and it plays music, but it is Bluetooth connected, like you said, Steve. And so somebody must have accidentally connected to this device. But Dawn was like, I got to stop this. I don't want this to happen again.
Imagine being that person. You don't realize that your audio of this adult film is not being played, and you're like, I don't know, maybe you're trying to be quiet so you don't even realize it, or you're trying to turn it up louder, and it's like, I don't understand, I can't hear them.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I've had that happen with other things on my phone. That would be really embarrassing if it was porn.
Oh my gosh.
I've totally done that.
What?
Oh, there you go.
I have. I'm like, why can't I hear the audio? And then all of a sudden, I actually have one of those, you can connect it to your phone and it does the lights and stuff.
Yeah.
I actually have one because they're cool. And then all of a sudden, I hear that just start getting louder and louder, and I have to go across, the room to turn it off. Yeah. Luckily, it was just me in my room and in the upstairs.
That's embarrassing. Dawn, though, she was like, I don't know who's doing this. So she went to the building, inside the building because they all live in this shared building. And she posted a note on the door of the building saying, hey, whoever was watching porn last night at 11:30 p.m., you've connected your device to our baby's nightlight. Can you please disconnect ASAP? Thank you.
Wait, they don't have a way to disconnect it?
No, I don't know if you do. I don't know how you would do it from the source.
Yeah, I guess if you don't have any button to hit, you have to just power it off and hope for the best that you can get
what would you do if your TV, somebody just hijacked your TV like that? What would you do?
I have no idea.
I feel like you have to disconnect it, then try to connect with your own device first.
Or just watch what they're watching.
I was saying, just enjoy at that point.
I used to do that to troll my wife, not with Bluetooth stuff, but when I realized that I had the Comcast or Xfinity app, and you can change channels on your phone.
Yeah, the remote app. I do that all the time.
I'll just change the channel to the NHL network or some random music channel. And for a while, I was like, something is wrong with our cable. I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, I was just watching this show and it just clicked over. Finally, I had to tell her. I'm like, nothing's wrong with the cable. You're just married to a real douche.
Yep, there's that.
His name is Steve.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, and that's the thing with Bluetooth. I think, whereas, if it was on your Wi-Fi connection, as long as you have a password, I don't think anybody can do that outside of your home. But Bluetooth, I hadn't thought about that, but you can just Bluetooth to anything.
Well, it's like airdropping. You hear those stories I've been guilty of it. You'd go to somewhere like a random, hockey game, like the T-Birds game back in the day, and I would airdrop a picture of my dog if I had a couple Coors Lights in me.
Dog.
Yeah, dog.
Oh, your dog.
Yes. D-O-G.
Okay. Making sure.
Yeah, 3 letters. No N involved. Okay. Would never do that. Come on, guys.
No, you never have done that, or maybe you've had people send stuff to you, yeah.
No, I would just send a random silly picture, and then you see everybody pull out the ones that have the airdrop not set to just their contacts. You see them pull out their phone, they're just looking around like, who the hell just sent me this picture?
I've done that on airplanes before, too.
It's awesome because it doesn't tell you where it came from.
Yeah, it's totally fun.
Yeah, it's really weird, man. And it's funny because I see that and I go, wow, that person right now is like, I could send this to them and they just, why don't they have it set to contacts only?
I don't, because sometimes we have people here, when we've had guests in and they're like, hey, can I airdrop this to you? And then I have to it's such a pain in my ass to go to my settings. So I'm just yeah, I'm ready to rock.
Okay, then. Well, you're that guy that's going to get all my pictures
ready to rock.
Yeah, you are.
Used to do that to coworkers too, random people from down the hall and be like, and then they come over and it's like, did you mean to send me a picture of your dog? I'm like, no, I meant to send you a picture of my dong.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah. Well, there was that story of that guy in the subway. Remember that idiot? He was a few years ago. He would go on the subway and he would airdrop pictures of his package to anyone that's on the train.
Yeah, what is that about?
That's like a high-tech flasher.
Yeah, it really is, because it's not like, he's identifying himself in case somebody was impressed. He's just like you said, high tech flashing people. The human brain, I don't understand why it does some of the things it does. You know, I really don't get it. I don't know. I don't understand why that's a thing you do.
So I said the same thing happened to me. I was in the bathroom watching a video, but with no sound. It connected to the Bluetooth stereo on my golf cart in the garage, but luckily nobody was home.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, wow. Yeah, how does it do that without you asking it to do that? You know, I mean, I think my phone, I got to tell it to connect to something Bluetooth-wise.
No.
Mine automatically will connect to certain things.
Yeah,
if
like
it's
my
on.
Bluetooth speaker and stuff like that. That's always, if it turns on, or my AirPods at that point.
Yep.
Oh, that ain't cool. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Okay, well, I'm not. I guess you got to shut your Bluetooth off when you're having a special moment.
Oh dear, yeah, right.
Man.
I guess just put your phone. Well, if you put it in airplane mode, then you can't surf the internet. So you'll have to. Yeah,
That's why you got to go back to DVDs.
yeah, you're right.
And VHS tapes. You don't have to worry about that.
absolutely right.
The old safety measures there.
And the only people who are going to find those are your kids when you die. And you know what? That'll be their fun little treat. You know, really.
I don't know if that's necessarily a fun little treat, but sure.
I mean, that's the thing, though. You know, I mean, that's what used to be the only problem with your porn back in the day was that your kids would find them if for some reason you were hospitalized or, you know, they had to go through your stuff for some reason. That was always the problem with, you know, your porn stash.
That's why you always hear those silly stories. Like someone's like at a hospital. I remember reading one. There was a dumb story. It's like, if things don't work out well, can you just do me one favor? And they're like, what? And like clear my history.
Yep.
Yeah.
See, I actually had this conversation with my best friend reiterating this weekend. If something were to happen to me, you immediately go to my house, you find the trunk and dispose of it before my parents have to. I call it the trunk O-sex.
The trunk O-sex.
It's where my stuff is.
Do you have that labeled on the trunk? Because that's kind of a dead giveaway.
I actually am in the process of painting it, but I kind of want to write it on there now. That's awesome.
TOS. Just put TOS.
Yes.
They'll think you're talking about Star Trek, the original series. They won't know it's
terms
Trunk
of
06.
service. Yeah, don't worry about that.
Dare I ask what color you're painting this box?
Blue.
Okay.
Blue?
It used to be Galaxy, but I did a really horrible job, and now it's like blue and gold. I'm becoming very, what's the word? Sophisticated. Okay.
With your trunk O-sex.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fair.
Sophisticated wasn't the word I was going to use, but
No.
okay.
I'm really liking the farmhouse look right now.
Oh, farmers only.
Wow.
I guess us cities folk we just don't understand.
Somebody said we had a supervisor at my work that ran dispatch office. He went to the restroom and he was watching some pornography on his phone, and it linked up to the Bluetooth speaker that was sitting in the dispatch office.
Oh, no.
They fired him that day.
Did they?
Yes.
Oh, wow. That's a shock.
Yeah, right.
What an awkward conversation. Hey, you need to come into the office. Why?
What's going on, buddy?
We know what you were watching.
Yeah, we kind of know what you had on, and we have to let you go for that. Oh, man, what a way to lose a gig.
Yeah, how do you go home, like, if you're married and you're like, babe, they let me go? Well, why?
Well,
do you tell the truth?
Yeah.
No, you make up the most ridiculous story.
Danny said yes.
I know,
Yeah,
right?
why not? Just be proud of what you're doing.
I think I'd rather say I shanked one of my coworkers.
Yeah, right. You know, I punched the boss, something, you know.
He pissed me off. I stabbed him with a butter knife. He's okay, don't worry.
Yeah.
But I got fired.
yeah, yeah, because you'd rather be labeled a psychopath than just a serial beater, as it were. Got a new survey, and wonder where you guys weigh in on this, just because of the fact I will have no opinion on this, because it asks people to share everything that motivates them to exercise. So I'm out.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm out.
Cheeseburgers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I look, the only motivation I have to exercise is just so that my doctor will get off my back. That's it.
How's that working out?
Well, you know, for the most part, as long as I tell her I've been walking a little bit, that usually placates her. That usually is because she says, this is the least you have to do to have a decent, healthy life. Just walk a lot. Can you do that? Walk an hour a day? I'm like, fine. All right, fine. You know, but so I managed to get that in most days. But other people, of course, man, they really get going. I mean, but it all depends on a motivation. So they don't want to exercise as badly as I do, but for some reason they can find motivation to actually get to the gym.
Well, I mean, I know mine was a silly reason, but when I started like wrestling, I was like, I want to not have to like wrestle with a shirt on. Not that I have to be shirtless, but like wear a singlet and not look like, you know, like someone squeezing some mashed potatoes inside that singlet. So that was like a big part of what led me to like want to be a little bit more active with my fitness, and like I'm thankful I could do that. But now it's changed. As soon as like Tatum came into our lives, it's less weird, but it's like I just want to make sure I'm still able to like get up off the ground and not be bitching about my hips, for the next 15 years. And like, so I now I'm more about stretching and more about doing some yoga in the morning and things along those lines. Just so that way, throughout the day, I'm not like struggling when she gets up easily because she's one and like runs off. I don't have to like take 5 minutes to warm up to get to her. Like, slow down. Your father's hips are hurting.
Oh. Yeah, those seem like really decent reasons. These that I have in front of me are kind of weird reasons, though.
I'm glad that you think putting on a singlet is a decent reason.
Well, the first part wasn't a decent reason. The second part I was really focusing on. You're right. The wrestling part.
Damn it, I appreciate you for a second.
Yeah. Though people still want to look good in some way, shape, or form. And, you, of course, it's different. When you're performing, you do want to look your best when you perform. So it's really hard to argue with that. And also wanting to be in good shape for your kid. There's nothing wrong with that either, because they will tax you.
Or the goal is a long-term goal to get really swole in the next 16 years. That way, when it's time for her to date, I could just flex in front of the future
nice
people that she brings home.
That is another list,
brother.
He turned into The Rock and just turned into an action figure at that point.
You want to date my daughter?
Just open the door and rip your shirt and just flex.
Yeah, that's it. Though it's not on this list, but getting back at childhood bullies is, which is why people want to get in shape.
Gosh. Let it go.
I feel like if you were one of the, like, a chubbier kid in school, like, you want to feel better about, like, those years. I can totally see that.
Well, if you're Molly
let those people live inside your head. If you're like 20 years later still worrying about what a childhood bully thought, it's not fair to yourself.
Yeah, but if it's getting you on the treadmill, leading a healthier life,
you're right.
Whatever the inspiration is, because honestly, mine, aside from trying to keep up with my younger brother, who's 2, because I can't. Oh my God, yesterday at the store was awful. But like, if I were to run into like an ex who made a comment about my weight once, I would like to look good.
Shove it in their face.
Just be like,
you're right.
Hey, it feels good. It's just a nice thought. And I'm also crazy, so there's that.
That's kind of close to the top one, which is a school reunion coming up. Again, you're going to be running into people you were in school with, and so you want to look better. I can appreciate that. I kind of remembered. I was like, I gave up. It was my motivation for a couple of seconds when I had my 40th reunion, but then I was like, well, I'm hoping they're just people that look worse than me there.
And BJ, the odds are in your favor. Right? It's a 40 reunion.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. There were some, I have to say, it was tough for me to find a table of people that looked worse than me. I'm going to tell you that right now. Like, these people really kept themselves in good. Apparently, they were motivated to look good for this 40th.
They're all like, we can't let BJ outdo us.
Yeah, and they succeeded. Also, the unhealthy food thing is on this list. People did want to be able to reward themselves with eating crappy food, but they, didn't want to go to hell.
That's the only reason that you should work out, is because you want to eat all of the stuff on the weekend.
Dude, that's a big part. As far as doing like more cardio, it's like, okay, I kind of want to enjoy a Whopper every once in a while, not feel guilt for it.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys don't want to post your workouts on Instagram? Because that's a big reason.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, Danny, I see yours every once in a while.
I've never posted a gym picture.
Please do.
You should start,
right?
I really have a problem with people that do that.
I'm gonna have to find some like real motivational things to write. Like I'll have to like find someone else's Instagram and just steal like their posts.
But every single one is of you in a singlet.
Yes,
working out.
Yeah.
Yes.
See, Steve, I would support that. I would share that.
That might be an odd conversation with the people who run our gym, though. Like, hey, man, we don't mind you promoting the place, but do you have to do it in a singlet?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll be like, yes, brother.
There we go.
And then bust a chair over their back.
Whoa.
How about this one? People are doing it because they don't like how they look on video calls. So because of the pandemic and having to do more Zoom calls.
You should just play with the filter and just make yourself look like...
Don't they have the touch-up feature?
Yeah, get a ring light, put the camera up a little higher so you don't see the chin.
These are easier ways than working out.
Right, exactly. Why do you care about your health when you can just do these simple tricks?
Right, angle is everything.
Right.
Well, I have to tell you this, man. We had our, as you know, we're now Odyssey. We're all part of this big new amazing app called Odyssey. If you haven't checked it out, AUDACY. And we got to watch a big presentation yesterday, and I got so depressed because everybody on that presentation looked amazing. And
well, that's why they're on the presentation. They're not like, let's get the sloppiest looking people.
But
put them on it.
but these were also like mucky mucks in our company. Like they were people that I know just because they have jobs in the company. So it was like when they presented, hey, here's our CEO and here's our CFO and our CMO and all the other O's. They were people that actually are the people that should be talking about the subject they're talking about, not just because they look good. That was like, not only do you know what you're talking about, not only do you have a big position in our company, but you're also in great shape. And I'm just like,
well, that's because those O's that you are mentioning come O's in their paycheck too, and they have personal trainers and stuff. I would look great if I had a personal trainer all the time.
Oh, I think that's it. All
5 days a week, that'd be amazing. Steve, will you be my personal trainer?
In.
All right, cool.
I know one of the.
I'll meet you over at the pizza place.
All right.
I know for a fact that one of the folks that I saw yesterday was my age. And you would at least think they were 10 to 15 years younger than me. That really depressed me because I just know it because I remember having a conversation with that person and they were like, oh yeah, I was born, like 1961 or something. I'm like, you were born in you're only a year younger than me and you look like, and it's just like, I'm done talking to you. I don't want to see you anymore. I don't want to even know you anymore. And so, those people, let me just say, everybody I saw yesterday, they were motivated by something to look the way they did. And I don't have that motivation. That's for sure. I'm like, I don't have any motivation except I go the other direction. It's like, I want to eat a box of Oreos now because I saw those folks.
Screw those people.
Yeah, right.
Give me a cheeseburger
with bacon.
Oh, exactly. Ooh. That's what I want. Yesterday, Steve, he did get this one right.
Justin Timberlake had an early 2000s hit song titled Rock Your What?
Britney.
No.
Body.
Yes. Good job, Steve. I like you know what? Steve's up on everything.
That's right. I know songs.
That's it. You want a shot at beating Steve? You got it. 206-421-ROCK. We're playing Beat Migs at 8:47 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. Here's another question from a listener. I'm getting my wages garnished. Can bankruptcy help with that?
Absolutely. One of the big reasons people file bankruptcy is because they have a judgment or a lawsuit against them, or their wages are getting garnished, and so they can't pay their other regular ongoing bills. People sometimes think that you can't file bankruptcy once they have a judgment against them or once a garnishment has started, and that's not true. Filing bankruptcy will immediately stop any garnishment that you have going, except for child support, and stop your creditors from continuing on with garnishments of your bank account, your wages, and in most cases will discharge that liability through the bankruptcy process. And we can file a bankruptcy case for you usually the day you come in.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.